Hi, this is Vicki Suter with Suter Business Builders. I just finished teaching the webinar, How to Motivate Your Team to Take More Ownership. And I've noticed that I've been getting these emails with questions about the course, Build Your Dream Team. And I wanted to give people an opportunity to get answers to those questions. And I thought I would record this video because I thought maybe you might have some of those same questions. And so I'm just going to go through them one at a time, and I'll answer each of those questions. There's about 4 that seem to be repeating questions, and if you have more questions, you're welcome to call me as well. So the first question is, how do I know if the Build Your Dream Team course is right for me? And what I would say is that if you have direct reports, certainly employees who work for you, it would be useful. Also, if you have subcontractors, let's say if you're a project manager and you don't have any direct employees, but you have subs working for you, or you're a designer, then certainly this course would be beneficial to you. And I would also say if you're somebody looking to hire somebody in the soon future, that this course would be super valuable for you. Because it's really about how do you coordinate teams, not necessarily how do you micromanage employees. Matter of fact, it has nothing to do with micromanaging at all. It has to do with how do you build successful teams so that you guys can coordinate successfully with one another, and that people can rise up and take ownership and be motivated to really own and be responsible for the work that they do in a way that's really empowering and for you and for them, and it creates a win-win. So if you manage people, whether they're direct reports, subcontractors, or you're looking to hire somebody, this course would be super useful for you. The second question was, will all the course sessions and laser coaching calls for Build Your Dream Team course be recorded? And the answer is yes. So all the sessions are live. So every Thursday we meet from 10 until 11:15. I'm sorry, that's incorrect. We meet from 9 until 10:15 on Thursdays, and then on Mondays from 11 to 12 o'clock, and that's all Pacific time. And so those calls are very interactive, and they're live for each of those sessions, and then I record them, and then we load them up to the training site, and they're available to you not only during the course, but they're actually available to you indefinitely. So you'll have, they're yours, and you can use them far into the future as well to support you in your path as a manager and a leader. Let's see, the next question was, I don't have many direct reports, so why would I need to know more about building great teams? Again, this kind of relates to the first question that I answered, which is, really this course is about creating a win-win with anybody that you work with. And how do you coordinate with other people in a way that rises people up to be their best self, give their best self in the work that they do, and to have them take ownership of what they do in a way that you and they are more like partners, as opposed to what happens with a lot of new managers. And if you heard my story in the webinar, I've had this experience personally that when I first started managing people, I felt like for a very long time they were more like helpers than people actually took ownership. And when I learned that I wasn't doing them or me any good, and that all I ended up being was exhausted and tired, that when I started to learn how to create a system for they and I to get on the same page about what's the results they needed to create, and how could we win the game together, and how could I empower them to be successful, that it completely shifted our relationship, and I stopped being a micromanager and I started being more of a leader. And that's really a lot of what I teach in the course is how do you create relationships with other people. And honestly, it applies whether you have direct reports, subcontractors, you're about to hire somebody. And actually, the work that I'm going to be teaching you, and what you're going to be learning applies to all the relationships in your life with your customers as well as your coworkers. You're really going to find another way of communicating that will serve you extremely well in your ability to get agreement with people, have people follow up on what they say they're going to do, and start to build more trust in your relationships in a way that you become more supportive of one another in the process. So it doesn't matter how many people you actually have reporting to you. if you have relationships in your life and other people that you coordinate with on projects, and whether that's fellow workers or you have clients or direct reports or subcontractors, you'll get a lot of tools that will really help you be more effective in getting more consistent results. Okay, one more question. Do I need to start keeping track of what everybody does to get a consistent result? No, the course is not about that at all. It's like I said a few minutes ago, it's not about micromanaging. It's actually about how do you work with your team in a way that you start to make specific requests. You let people own the result as opposed to the task, and that you start managing from up here versus down here. So as managers and leaders, so often we think that what we need to do is manage all the particles and pieces and the tasks and the to-do things in order to ensure that we get to a result. And I flip that upside down and I say, if we can learn how to manage and communicate up here about what's the result we're going after, it helps us be clear that we're in communication with our teams about what's the result, and it also helps our team stay focused on, for the sake of what am I doing, anything, that all of those tasks are in service to delivering a certain result. And I'm just going to say too that I teach you the tools of how to help them and you focus on what are the most important results to focus on, so that it's not this long list of all these things that you have to track, but instead it's a simple list of things that become the most important things to help you keep the finger on the pulse of what's most important, that's going to help you and them be successful and ultimately have your business be successful. So those were the primary questions that I got, those 4 questions. I wanted to share them with you and give you some answers in this video. Again, if you have more questions about Build Your Dream Team and whether or not it's right for you, feel free to give me a call or email me. You can email me at Vicki@suiterbusinessbuilders.com. That's SUITERBUSINESSBUILDERS.com. And or you can call me at 415-884-0288. Hope this has been helpful for you. Thanks. Take care.